Everybody, welcome back. It is Wes with Pikes Peak Trades here on Friday, October 1st. And we're finishing up a week that was very bearish, as you can see on the SPY weekly candle. But on a day today that was incredibly bullish here on the SPY daily candle, you can see that this green hammer bar off a reversal low has taken back nearly all of the Thursday, September 30th bearish bar, and it's pushing right up against, at least the high of the day, pushed right up against a potential bearish fib retrace of a 50% from the top of this X wave down to today's low, and against the 8-day EMA. So we're in this area that really is going to decide, I think, the next leg down. Are we going to be seeing a reversal and then into a new selling leg down, which, out of respect for the monthly candles probability would suggest that that's how we're going to see the market play out. Or are we going to try to push into that resistance area, maybe pull back a bit, but make a higher low and then march ahead into this very bullish purple count that you see into year end. So I can't give you a strong edge right now. A strong day like today here, we're actually doing a pretty good job closing fairly strongly. Puts the bulls at least back in play here until we see how next week shakes out. Okay, now really the purpose of the video was sparked by a question from a Twitter follower of mine named Brian, and he wanted to know, how did you anticipate, him asking me, that today we could have a significant low? And I had tweeted last night the possibility that we did have some confluence, that we were ready to see a low and then a bounce. So really you need confluence. You don't just use one thing, and you need multiple time frames as well. So looking on the SPY, where specifically his question was from, which by the way is just a great instrument to trade, highly liquid, tight bid-ask spreads. You can even trade at 15 minutes post-close if you're trading options. And I was looking at some potential support. So there was a fib support for the potential of a bullish 4 low. And we were also in the neighborhood of this 21-week EMA, which you can see on today's strong close. We're actually going to close above, which is pretty good for helping the bulls at least have a fighting chance. So you look there, and then you look into the daily, and on the daily, we're going to notice some RSI divergence. So this is something for key reversals that you really want to have an eye on. So the bigger reversals show that divergence on a bigger time frame. And by bigger, I don't even mean just the magnitude of today, but the chance that we get a bigger reversal in the purple count. There's a little bit of evidence here that daily divergence could make it happen. So that's the divergence from the closing low on Monday, September 20th versus Thursday, September 30th. You have a lower closing daily low versus a higher RSI. And that can be a sign of selling exhaustion, that we've reached a price low where we've seen enough sellers come into the market that there might not be any more. Okay, so put that together with my short-term fib counts. And what I had been tweeting and debating on was, were we seeing a wave 3 low followed by today's wave 4 bounce versus the potential that all of that could be in place? Okay, so not only is there divergence on the 60-minute chart, and I use the RSI 9 for that along with the MACD, but we also had some fib confluence. So this 3.0 extension is actually the extension of this wave 1 up to 2. So I knew there was a chance that this wave 3 at least could bottom for a wave 4 low. Now this is an extension of wave 1 to wave 2 placed at the top of wave 4. Now this is not a typical wave 5 extension but it's possible when you see a set of confluence along with the divergence to be ready for a key reversal. Okay, now the next thing I'm looking for is I'm looking for a key reversal bar. And we got that right at the bar here. We got that off of the low. This is the 10:45 to 11 a.m. bar. It set a lower low, immediately reversed, and then it engulfed the previous 15-minute bar. And that is a trigger if you're looking for a day trade or you're looking for a Friday option lotto trade that you can get in. Okay, now that was a trigger that this could at least be a wave 3. Now what about, could this be a wave 4? Okay, so 3 versus 4. Well, then you're looking to see how these next bars play out. So are they choppy, or are they moving up in a more impulsive manner? And once this low here was recaptured and we moved into this area, it was definitely looking impulsive. And so that's your opportunity to try to extend that trade or enter on any pullback. And this is a nice little bull flag here that resolved out with the candle at 1 o'clock that gave us that afternoon extension. Okay, so there was enough confluence on multiple time levels, looking at divergence, looking at the way that we had some reversal bars play out, that this was going to be a V bottom day, which is what we've seen. Now, what's interesting here as the close occurs is we've moved back up into this broken bear flag, and then it's kind of tested the bottom here right at the close. So now the question becomes, well, where do we go from here early next week? It is very possible that just today put in all of the B wave. That is absolutely possible, that you count this as a 1, 2, 3. It's into a potential bearish fib, and now we're going to get a reversal. That's certainly possible. Okay, now what I would also say is it's also possible that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to get one more impulsive push. And if that's the look that we get, so if Monday breaks this high above 436, it's starting to look more like 5 waves up, which would then be giving the purple 4 low count some legs. That maybe we're actually looking at a 1-2 start on any pullback. Okay, what I would say for Monday now is, if we put our fib retracement tool on here, if we are to see further pullback into here, I really like to use the 0.618 level as just kind of a marker for me to gauge any pullback against. So if we do reverse hard at some point early next week, Monday or Tuesday, and this fib level here breaks, then we've got to be on the lookout potentially for that leg C down. Okay, so really bulls gave themselves a fighting chance today to try to wrestle back control of the market. Even if you dug in a little bit more into the internals, you could certainly say that this is already a 5-wave impulse. If you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, could it be a 2? Now that's going to give us maybe potentially this inverse head and shoulder look. And if we break a neckline here, then that could really send it off rocketing into a purple wave 3. Okay, so we've got lots to look at. We've got lots to look forward to. Pretty exciting time in the markets here now that we're post-September, post-FOMC. We've certainly got a lot more volatility and volume back in. That's actually a trader's dream. So hope you found this helpful. Hope you found it interesting. And as always, I'll be there with you Sunday night into Monday. I'm excited to see how futures open and what we get right off the bat for next week.